Hey Taurus, I need to talk to you about something really important today. I just sat down with my cards, and the energy coming through is honestly making me pause because what I am seeing is not just a casual warning. This is one of those readings where the universe is genuinely trying to get your attention about someone in your orbit who could seriously derail everything you have been working so hard to build. I know that might sound dramatic, but trust me, when I say the cards are being very specific about this. And I think you need to hear what they have to say. So grab your coffee or tea, get comfortable, and let me walk you through what came up, because this affects your near future in ways you might not have anticipated yet. The very first card that came out was the Ace of Swords. And honestly, Taurus, this card is like a lightning bolt of clarity cutting through fog. When I see the Ace of Swords in a reading about someone potentially harmful in your life, it is telling me that there is going to be a moment of absolute truth revelation coming your way. You know how sometimes you have had those nagging feelings about someone, but you could not quite put your finger on what was wrong? The Ace of Swords is saying that mental clarity is about to hit you like a ton of bricks, and you are going to see this person's true intentions with crystal clear vision. This card represents breakthrough moments of understanding. Those times when suddenly all the puzzle pieces click into place and you cannot believe you did not see it before. What is interesting here is that this clarity is not going to come from outside gossip or drama. It is going to come from your own mental processing and observation. You are going to notice patterns in their behavior, inconsistencies in their stories, or maybe the way they react when good things happen to you versus when you are struggling. The Ace of Swords cuts through deception and illusion. So whatever this person has been hiding or whatever facade they have been maintaining is about to crumble under the weight of truth. I am seeing that this revelation might actually come through communication. Maybe a conversation where they slip up and reveal something they should not have, or perhaps you overhear something or see a message that was not meant for your eyes. The sword energy here is sharp and precise. There is no ambiguity once this truth comes out. What I want you to understand about this card is that while the truth might be uncomfortable or even painful to accept, it is actually a gift because it is going to empower you to make decisions based on reality rather than illusion. This is your mind becoming a weapon of protection, your intellect rising up to defend you against manipulation and deceit. Moving into the Strength card and Taurus. This is where I am getting really interesting energy about how you are going to handle this situation. Strength is not about aggression or confrontation in the traditional sense. It is about inner fortitude and the ability to maintain your composure even when someone is actively trying to provoke you or undermine you. What I am seeing here is that this person who poses a threat to your well-being is probably going to try to get under your skin. They might try to trigger emotional reactions from you or push your buttons in ways that make you look unstable or unreasonable to others. But here is what the Strength card is telling me. You have a reservoir of inner power that is far deeper than you might realize right now. This card shows a figure calmly taming a lion, and that lion represents your own powerful emotions and reactions. The person trying to harm you is counting on you losing your cool, getting defensive, or retaliating in ways that make you look bad. They want you to be the villain in their narrative. But Strength is saying you are going to surprise them and possibly surprise yourself with your ability to remain centered and composed. This does not mean you become a doormat or allow abuse. Absolutely not. What it means is that you respond from a place of wisdom rather than raw emotion. You set boundaries with calm firmness rather than heated anger. You protect yourself with strategic grace rather than reactive chaos. I am also getting from this card that part of your strength is going to come from recognizing that this person's behavior is actually a reflection of their own internal struggles and insecurities, not a true measure of your worth. When you can see someone clearly for who they are, including all their wounds and weaknesses, it becomes easier to not take their attacks personally. You might actually feel a sense of compassion for them, even as you firmly remove them from your life or minimize their influence. That is the highest expression of strength, being powerful enough to be gentle, but strong enough to protect yourself. The Knight of Pentacles is showing up next, And this card is giving me very specific information about the pacing and timing of how you should handle this situation. Knights are all about movement and action, but the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest, most methodical of all the knights. This is not the energy of rushing in to confront someone or making hasty decisions about cutting people off. What I am getting here is that you need to take your time gathering evidence and really observing patterns before you make any major moves. This person who could potentially destroy what you have built, they are probably someone who has been in your life for a while, and maybe even someone you have trusted to some degree. The Knight of Pentacles is advising you to be strategic and practical in your approach. Start documenting things if you need to. Keep records of conversations or interactions that seem off. Pay attention to the details of how they operate. This Knight is associated with Taurus energy, actually, so this is very much your home court advantage. You understand the value of patience and thoroughness. What I am also seeing with this card is that you should not let anyone rush you into making decisions about this person based on emotion or pressure from others. Maybe mutual friends are telling you that you are overreacting or that you should give this person another chance. But the Knight of Pentacles says trust your own assessment and move at your own pace. This is also about protecting your material resources and the tangible things you have worked for. If this person has access to your finances, your business, your home, or anything of material value, this Knight is warning you to slowly but surely close those access points. Change passwords, update banking information, review contracts, whatever applies to your situation. Do it methodically so you do not miss anything, but do not announce your moves before you make them. Now we get to the Ten of Swords in Taurus. I have to be real with you. This card looks intense, but I need you to hear the full message before you panic. The Ten of Swords traditionally shows a figure with 10 swords in their back. It represents betrayal, painful endings, and hitting rock bottom in some area of life. In the context of this reading about someone who could harm you, this card is showing me two possible timelines. In one timeline, if you do not heed the warnings from the previous cards, if you ignore your intuition and the clarity that is trying to come through, this person could indeed cause significant damage to your life, your reputation, your emotional well-being, or your material security. The Ten of Swords is the worst-case scenario energy. It is what happens when betrayal is allowed to run its full course. However, and this is crucial, the Ten of Swords also represents the end of a painful cycle. It is rock bottom, which means there is nowhere to go but up from here. If you have already experienced some level of betrayal or harm from this person, this card is actually saying that you are at or near the end of that suffering. The swords are already in your back, the worst has happened or is about to happen, but then it is over. What comes after the Ten of Swords is always renewal and recovery. The other way to read this card in your situation is as a warning of what this person is capable of if given the opportunity. They have the capacity to be ruthless, to metaphorically stab you in the back repeatedly, to take advantage of your trust and vulnerability. But because this card is appearing in a reading where you are being warned in advance, you have the power to prevent this outcome. You can see them coming now. The Ten of Swords is also about mental anguish and anxiety, so I am wondering if you have already been losing sleep over this situation, replaying conversations in your mind, feeling paranoid or worried about what this person might do next. That mental torment is part of the Ten Swords energy, and the good news is that once you accept the truth and take action, that anxiety will begin to lift. The Sun card just came out, and oh my goodness, Taurus, this is like a beam of hope cutting through all the heavy energy we have been discussing. The Sun is one of the most positive cards in the entire deck, and its appearance here is telling me that no matter how dark things might seem with this person and the threat they pose, you are heading toward a period of clarity, joy, and success that they cannot touch. The Sun represents truth being revealed in the brightest possible light. It is about everything hidden coming into full view. Where the Ace of Swords was a flash of mental clarity, the Sun is sustained illumination. You are not just going to have one moment of understanding, you are going to live in a state of clear seeing where you can no longer be deceived or manipulated. This person who has been operating in shadows, who maybe has been two-faced or sneaky, They are about to be fully exposed, and not just to you, but potentially to others in your shared social circle or community. The sun also represents your own vitality and life force. And I am getting that once you remove this toxic person's influence from your life, you are going to experience a renewal of energy and enthusiasm that has been dampened by their presence. You know how some people are just energy vampires, and you do not realize how much they are draining you until they are gone? That is what I am seeing here. The sun is also about success and achievement. So whatever this person was trying to destroy or sabotage, whether that is your career, your relationship, your creative projects, your reputation, the sun is saying that not only will they fail, but you will actually thrive beyond what you even imagined was possible. This is the universe's way of telling you that you are protected and that your authentic light is too strong to be dimmed by someone else's darkness. Children and innocence are associated with the sun, so I am also getting that there might be a childlike joy and freedom waiting for you on the other side of dealing with this person, a sense of relief and lightness that you have not felt in a long time. The Nine of Swords appeared, and this card is really validating everything you have probably been feeling internally, Taurus. The Nine of Swords is the card of anxiety, nightmares, worry, and mental torment. When I see this card in a reading about a threatening person, it tells me that you are already aware on some level that something is wrong, even if you have not fully admitted it to yourself yet. You might be waking up in the middle of the night with your mind racing, going over interactions with this person, questioning your own judgment, wondering if you are being paranoid or if your concerns are valid. The Nine of Swords is confirmation that your intuition is picking up on real danger. You are not crazy or overthinking. Your subconscious mind is trying to alert you to a genuine threat. This card often shows up when we know the truth, but we are afraid to face it because facing it means we have to make difficult decisions or have uncomfortable confrontations. There is a part of you that might be hoping you are wrong about this person, because it would be easier if they were actually trustworthy and safe. But the Nine of Swords is saying that the mental anguish of staying in uncertainty and denial is actually worse than the temporary discomfort of addressing the situation directly. What I want you to know about this card is that the worst part is usually the anticipation and worry. The actual confrontation or separation is often less painful than the mental torture of the lead up to it. This card is also highlighting that this person might be deliberately messing with your head, gaslighting you, making you question your own perceptions and memories. They might be very skilled at making you feel like you are the problem, or that you are too sensitive or misunderstanding their intentions. But your anxiety and sleepless nights are not signs of weakness or mental instability. They are your internal alarm system working exactly as it should. The Nine of Swords is uncomfortable, but it serves a purpose. It is supposed to make you so uncomfortable with the current situation that you are motivated to change it. Eight of Wands just flew out of the deck. And Taurus, this is about the speed at which things are going to unfold once you get clarity and decide to take action. The Eight of Wands is rapid movement, swift communication, things happening very quickly one after another. Where the Knight of Pentacles was advising you to be slow and methodical in your observation and preparation, the Eight of Wands is saying that once you make your move, once you decide to confront this person or cut them off or expose them, things are going to progress rapidly. This is not going to be a drawn-out, months-long process of slowly distancing yourself. It is going to be more like a sudden shift in energy and momentum. I am also getting that information is going to travel fast. So if you decide to tell others about what this person has done, or if the truth about them comes out publicly, it is going to spread through your social network or community very quickly. The Eight of Wands can also represent messages and communication coming at you rapidly. So you might have a flood of texts, emails, calls, or social media interactions related to this situation once things start moving. This person might try to bombard you with communication, either to manipulate you into staying connected or to defend themselves and spin their narrative. Alternatively, you might have a lot of people reaching out to you with their own stories about this person or offering support once they understand what has been happening. The wands are all in the air in this card. None of them have landed yet. which tells me there is still some uncertainty about exactly how things will play out, but the energy is definitely in motion. What I want you to take from this card is that when the time is right, things will move quickly, so be prepared for rapid change. Do not be surprised if a situation that has been stagnant for months suddenly resolves itself in a matter of days once the Eight of Wands energy kicks in. This is also a sign that the universe is supporting swift justice and resolution. You are not going to be stuck in limbo forever. The King of Swords has entered the reading, and this is a really powerful card for you right now, Taurus. The King of Swords represents the highest expression of intellectual power, discernment, truth, and authority. This king sits on his throne and makes judgments based purely on logic, facts, and fairness, without being swayed by emotions or personal biases. In the context of this reading, I am getting two possible meanings. First, this could represent you stepping into your own King of Swords energy, becoming the authority in your own life, and making clear-headed decisions about who gets to stay and who needs to go. You are being called to embody the qualities of this king, to be rational rather than emotional, to look at the evidence objectively, to make fair but firm decisions about boundaries and consequences. The King of Swords does not tolerate deception or manipulation. He values truth above all else. This means you might need to have some very direct, honest conversations where you clearly state what you know and what you are no longer willing to accept. No sugarcoating, no trying to protect feelings, just clear, straightforward truth. The second possible meaning is that this card represents someone who will help you, perhaps a lawyer, a counselor, a mentor, or someone in a position of authority who can provide objective guidance or even intervene on your behalf if this person has done something that requires official involvement. The King of Swords could be a legal professional if this situation escalates to needing legal protection or advice. This king is also about communication, and I am seeing that you might need to put things in writing, create paper trails, be very precise with your language when dealing with this person. If they try to twist your words or misrepresent what you said, having written documentation becomes your ally. The King of Swords is also a reminder that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to make harsh but necessary cuts, to sever connections that are harmful, even if doing so feels cold or ruthless to others who do not understand the full situation. The Eight of Swords just appeared, and Taurus, this card is showing me how this person has been affecting you or could affect you if you do not break free from their influence. The Eight of Swords shows a figure bound and blindfolded, surrounded by swords, appearing to be trapped, but actually the bindings are loose, and the person could walk away if they realized they had the power to do so. This is such an important card because it is highlighting that a lot of the power this person has over you is power that you have unconsciously given them through fear, through wanting to avoid conflict, through not trusting your own perceptions, through caring too much about what they or others think. The swords surrounding the figure represent limiting thoughts and beliefs, the mental prison we create when we tell ourselves we are stuck, or we have no choice, or we have to tolerate bad treatment for whatever reason. But here is the truth that the Eight of Swords wants you to understand. You are not actually trapped. The ties that bind you to this person can be loosened and removed. The blindfold that keeps you from seeing your options clearly can be taken off. You have more power and more choices than you currently believe you do. This card often comes up when someone has been psychologically manipulated into feeling helpless, or when we have convinced ourselves that leaving a situation would be too difficult or too painful, so we stay in suffering that feels familiar. I am also getting that this person might be someone who has made you feel small, who has criticized you or undermined your confidence to the point where you stop trusting yourself. The Eight of Swords is that mental cage of self-doubt and fear. But the beautiful thing about this card is that the moment you realize the bindings are not as tight as you thought, the moment you decide to remove the blindfold and look at your situation honestly, you discover that freedom was always available to you. This is about reclaiming your mental sovereignty and recognizing that you do not need this person's approval, validation, or presence in your life to be okay. Justice came out as the final card, and honestly, Taurus, this could not be a more perfect ending to this reading. Justice is about karmic balance, truth prevailing, and everyone receiving exactly what they have earned through their actions. This card is the universe's promise to you that even if it feels like this person is getting away with their harmful behavior right now, even if they seem to be thriving, while you are struggling with the aftermath of their actions, cosmic balance will be restored. Justice is impartial and fair, which means this person will absolutely face consequences for what they have done or are trying to do to you. Those consequences might not come in the form you expect or on your preferred timeline, but they will come. I have seen it happen so many times where someone who hurt others seemingly without repercussion suddenly faces a series of difficulties that mirror the pain they caused. That is justice at work. What this card is also telling you is that you need to act with integrity as you navigate this situation. You need to be honest, fair, and operate from your own ethical center, even when dealing with someone who has shown you none of those qualities. Do not stoop to their level. Do not engage in the same manipulative or cruel tactics they have used. Justice rewards those who stay true to their values, even in difficult circumstances. This card can also indicate legal matters, so if this situation requires involving lawyers, courts, HR departments, or any official systems of justice and accountability, this card is favorable for those processes working in your favor as long as you are coming from a place of truth. I am also getting that justice is about making decisions and taking actions that restore balance to your life, even if those decisions are difficult. Maybe you need to balance giving too much of yourself to others with taking care of your own needs. Maybe you need to balance being too forgiving with holding people accountable. Maybe you need to balance caring about others' opinions with honoring your own truth. Justice asks you to find equilibrium and to remember that true fairness includes being fair to yourself. So Taurus, let me bring this all together for you because I know that was a lot of intense information. The cards are showing me that there is definitely someone in your life right now who has the potential to cause serious harm if you do not take the warning seriously and act accordingly. This person is not who they appear to be on the surface. They have hidden motives, and they are willing to deceive, manipulate, and betray you to get what they want or to tear down what you have built. But here is the empowering part of this reading. You are being given advance notice. You are being gifted with clarity, strength, and the tools you need to protect yourself. You are not powerless in this situation, even though there might be moments where you feel trapped or anxious or overwhelmed. The universe is literally handing you a sword of truth, a shield of inner strength, and a crown of sovereign authority over your own life. What you do with these gifts is up to you. You can heed the warnings and take strategic action to minimize this person's ability to hurt you, or you can ignore the red flags and hope for the best. I think you know which path serves your highest good. The outcome of this situation is not set in stone. You have free will and the power to choose how this unfolds. But I will say this, every single card in this reading is pointing toward the same message. Protect yourself, trust your intuition, value truth over comfort, and do not be afraid to make the hard decisions that prioritize your well-being. You deserve to be surrounded by people who genuinely support you and celebrate your success, not people who smile to your face while plotting your downfall behind your back. This person has revealed themselves through their energy and their actions. Believe what you have seen and felt. Better to be cautious and wrong than to be trusting and devastated. I really hope this reading gave you the confirmation or the wake-up call you needed. Pay attention to how you feel when you are around this person. Your body and your intuition know things your conscious mind might be trying to rationalize away. Stay strong, Taurus. You have got this, and the universe has your back.